I have been given a task by Starkins. The task is to fill up this wall with graffiti. He says that this wall's a bit bland, but he wants to give me the challenge to make it look a little bit better, and so graffiti is the way to go. I've got a slight idea on what I'm going to do. We're just going to need to go grab some materials first. Oh, that scared me. That happy gas just scared me as soon as I came through the portal. I don't need much for the graffiti. However, I do know that there is a little bit of concrete and other materials I'm going to need for this build. Concrete powder is what I need, so I'll grab a little bit of that. I'll grab 5 stacks to be sure. This is the most unorganized shulker box mess you guys have ever seen. Do I seriously not have any green wool? I swore I had green wool somewhere. I might have to go buy some more then. Okay, I think that's everything I need from my mega base. Let's go to my actual storage. I'm pretty sure I've got most of the materials there. Oh, that's what I'm after. I've got plenty of green wool, which is quite nice. And plenty of normal terracotta as well, which is also very nice. There we go. We've got some yellow glazed terracotta coming into play, and we've also got some lime glazed terracotta coming into play. Now all we need to do is wait for this to smelt, and then we can get on with the build. And that is the last bit of glazed terracotta, and we can get on with the build. Now the first question I've got is how thick is this wall? And it seems like he's actually made it in multiple layers. This is perfect. This is exactly what I want. So the first thing I need to do is get rid of this entire wall, including the ladder. I'm actually going to grab that. I don't want any of these ladders despawning. I need to be careful not to destroy anything else during this process. Okay, that's the entire wall removed. And now we've actually got the fun part of decorating this wall and making it all green. There we go. The entire wall is now green, and it doesn't look like much, but we've got little bits of detail we do have to add to the place. The first bit of detail I'm going to add is a bit of shading, and that's why I brought the green terracotta and the green wool. The first places I'll like to add a bit of shading is the corners, specifically because the lighting is going to be the item that's going to be in the center of the place. And we want to have the outer corners, even the edges a bit, to be the darker spots on this. And funny enough, I actually made a mistake of using concrete powder. This whole thing's going to fall as I try to replace it. However, I can do the quick trick of placing the wool using both mouse buttons. Oh! What? What was that? Hello? Did nobody just see what just happened to me? Okay, moral of the story. I accidentally clicked one of the keys on my keyboard to make me move sideways, and I thought I wasn't even touching my keyboard. So I'm freaking out right now because I thought someone moved me or an entity pushed me that was invisible, and I was so confused. Hello? Can I go back and watch that footage for a second? I did not press my keyboard. Did my player move by itself, or was I getting pushed by something? I jump scared myself. Are you kidding me? There was nothing there. It was just me being stupid. I got a bit of scaffolding. I'm going to use a bit because I'm going to place wool throughout the entire thing. I'm going to add some just here, here, here. We're going to just add little splashes of it around the place. So now that we have done that, I'm going to go back to the corners and just add bits of detailing with some bits of terracotta here and there. Just add a little bit of shading around the edges, and down at the bottom I might even do this block there. Come back down here, we'll add one there, we'll add one there, and let's go add some in the top corner up here as well. The shading is not looking too bad. I don't mind this at the moment. Now we can actually get working on the proper detailing and artwork on this actual thing. Now the only thing that sucks that I need to get used to is directional placing for the terracotta. Yeah, this is going to be annoying. I'll be back once I get this section done. Okay, that's the first section done. If you can't tell already, this is a stem. Now we're going to be using the yellow glazed terracotta to make flowers. We're going to be making some yellow flowers that go up this wall. If I look at it above, that looks like a flower, doesn't it? And that is what I'm going to be using this glazed terracotta for. Now that isn't actually too bad. However, I do want to try one more thing. That also looks like a flower. If I leave these two how they are, but change these two to be like that, I reckon it'll look a little bit better. The reason I say that is because that one there is overlapping, and it doesn't look as good as I thought it would. Let's check this out now. That actually looks really good. Oh, it actually looks so good. What I might even do is quickly add a little bit more green terracotta around the bottom real quick to almost look like grass. Yes, this looks sick. And what I might do is lighten up the top a bit by getting rid of the green terracotta and then add a bit more down at the bottom. I always like adding these minor details, but they make a massive difference. I like it a lot. Tell me what you think in the comment section below, but I think this is a great start to the video. Now that we have that done, the next thing I want to do is actually finish off my golf scoring. Last video, I was play testing this golf course, and we didn't actually get to finish it because this skulk section just here is way too difficult for me. And we managed to get all the way here where the hardest difficulty holes are. And so I'm going to go and we're going to finish this off and finally mark down our final score. So I'm going to quickly empty my inventory and then let's grab these golf clubs and let's go finish off this golf course. Obviously, if you guys want to see the full thing, every single level in here being completed, you're going to have to go and check out the last episode. Or I think it was 2 episodes ago. I don't remember. But here we go. Let's see how quickly we can do this. Yes! That was actually so much quicker. That was in 56 attempts. That was quicker than I thought it was. It was harder though. Okay, final level and then we can mark up our entire score for the entire run. Now this one is a lot trickier. If you guys haven't seen the past episodes, moss carpet means that you get a stroke out and +1. If you land on the spruce slabs, you go back to the start. The only blocks you can land on are the grey carpet, the moss, and the wool, as well as there is ice. However, you probably don't want to land on that because you will slide off. Yeah. So it is one of those tracks where you could just glide through and get like a +1 on every single shot. But if you want to get this in the least amount of shots, yeah, good luck because you're going to hit lots of this moss carpet, which is a +1 penalty stroke. Anyways, I don't know how this is going to work. That's a +1. So that's 3 already. Oh, that's on. That's on. I'm on 5 already. That's crazy. That's 7 already because it's difficult. 8. So I'm going to have to go off this. So if I do that, and then if I... Oh, maybe this. That's a restart. I'm on like 15 now already. Oh, I got it across this time though. I'm on like 32, I think, I believe. I've lost count. Do you reckon I can get that in? Oh, I might need to go like 1 back. And then... Okay, it's in now. And we got it in 38, that final one. So it isn't the most difficult hole, this one, but you just have so many penalty strokes that you can get in it. Which means that we can now tally up our score finally. Where's my calculator at? 541. Which does put me in first place. But that's because no one has actually tried it yet. 541. Okay, that is a score that can be easily beaten. But now that we have the golf done, we can move on to the city because there is something, or should I say some things, that I want to get building on. We are back in the city and it has been a while since we've actually done anything here. There have actually been quite a few things that have popped up since we've last been here. The Diamond Emporium. Enter at your own risk. Oh, I think I might... Yeah, that doesn't look safe. What? Okay, this looks sick. I believe this was made by Purple Time. And he has made an exact replica of what is above to be down there. So it looks like there's a mirror effect going on and that looks absolutely amazing. I have seen this on so many videos, but it never gets old. It is so good. Anyways, there's a book over here. I'm going to read through this. Let's see what it has to say. Welcome to Purple's Diamond Emporium. Need diamonds? This is the place. Everything you see in the Diamond Emporium is yours for the taking. Oh, wow. That is a lot of diamonds. There are 8 pickaxes available, but they are not all created equal. Who gets which pickaxe will be decided through a build competition at Purple City. In order to enter, build an interior for one of the buildings in the city. It doesn't matter which building and it doesn't matter what kind of build, multiple entries are not merely allowed, but encouraged. Some might say they are even insisted upon. At the end of the competition, anyone on the server will have the opportunity to stop by and grade each build on a scale from 1 to 5 in each of the following categories: aesthetic, theme intangibles. If you have multiple builds, the scores will be added together to form your final score. Whoever has the highest score will get the first choice of pickaxe when the mining begins. Second place gets second pick, and so forth. So basically, in a nutshell, we can build his interiors, and if whoever wins gets this pickaxe, and then whoever loses gets this one up here, or even that one up there. But I think purple might have made a little bit of a mistake. Copper and gold do not mine diamonds. I could try doing that right now, but it won't actually drop anything. It's only the iron and diamond pickaxes that actually drop the diamond blocks. But anyways, that's something to look forward to later. I have got my own interior I've got to get building. For the people who don't know, I made this hotel in the city area here. It looks pretty nice, and I was very happy with how it turned out. There is just one problem. It has no back end to it. Yeah, it has no interior. And so that is what I'm going to be changing to start off today's episode. It's got plenty of details on the outside, but then it has nothing on the inside. Yeah, through this door here, it's kind of just black concrete. And I'm going to have to add an interior. I've had a few people tell me off for not having an interior. So that is going to be the first objective for today, is to add an interior to this hotel. It has been on my to-do list for a while, but we're finally going to get working on it. I have got all the materials already sorted. It isn't too much, just lots of sandstone and lots of sand and lots of tuff. Those were the main materials. But other than that, that is where we're going to start off today's video. And then, well, we're going to build something else in the city afterwards. But you're going to have to wait until then. But anyways, let's hop into our first time lapse and let's get building. This hotel has finally got an interior. It may not have a back yet, but it's got an interior now. The main lobby is now 99% done. I've still got some minor details I'd like to add, like that's an empty wall there. Yeah, the inside looks a little bit plain in some areas, but I'm not too upset about that. We've got the keys to the different room. We've got details, some plantation. We've got loads of paintings. I loved using the shelves as almost little barriers. And then we come up the stairs here and we head into the main hallway with all the rooms down right to the end. You want me to tell you where this hallway and hotel was inspired from? Backrooms games. I absolutely love horror games, and this was definitely inspiration from those. Oh, it's nice and cozy in here. There's not too much going on. We've got the main bed. We've got plenty of storage. We've got the TV. We've also got the bathroom in here for people to use if they want to. I am so happy with how this turned out. And yes, these go all the way down there. There are 10 rooms in total that have been done. There are a few things that I do need to change or fix at least. And that is first off this doorway right here. At the moment, it just leads to nowhere, but eventually I'm going to connect this doorway to the door just here, which is inside the garage. I also need to complete the parking lot for all the cars, which is going to go down there. And then obviously I've got to do the entire wall around the outside of this place, so then it looks like an actual solid building instead of, you know, this sticking out at the back. So we've still got plenty to do for this, but I'm ready to move on to the next thing. We're going to have to finish this in between episodes or for next episode. So now that we have the hotel out of the way, we are left with the final part of the episode, and that is actually turning this little park area into a nice playground. At the moment, we've got this nice park here, but then surrounding it, it gets quite empty. Like there's nothing going on here at the moment. There's nothing going on at the entrance over here. And yes, the whole reason I've bone meal this ground was specifically for a thumbnail. We're going to have to change this up. And so I want to fill up some of these empty spots with a nice playground. And it's no ordinary playground. This is going to be a copper golem playground, which I regret saying because I need a lot of copper. I believe I've got a bit at my perimeter. We're going to go have a look and let's see what we've got. Actually, we're going to head to my mega base for a quick visit. About 5 or 6 episodes ago, Purple and Trozo trolled me with 100, no, actually probably more than that. I think it was closer to 1,000 copper golems in my mega base. At the time of this, the mega base was just a big flat circle, and they decided to cover the entire thing in copper golems. So I had to go and murder every single one of them. It's sad to say, but it is true. And I think somewhere in this mess... Yes, here it is. Look at all this copper. This is exactly what I need. That is a lot of copper. That's a shulker box of copper ingots. And then we've got a whole load of copper chests. And we've even got some copper golem heads, which actually may be useful. So I'm going to take these 2 shulker boxes and we can probably get started on the build. But first I am going to go to my perimeter to check on my storage system to see if I've got any copper. I do not think I've got too much because I used it all up. Oh my goodness, look at this place. Purple Time. He has been busy. Wow, look at this. This is incredible. He has been grinding, that is for sure. Oh, I love this area. This is so cool. Actually, while we're here, we're going to go back to earlier in the episode when we were talking about his diamond emporium thing or whatever he called it. We are going to find a nice place to build an interior. Which one of these builds do we want to build an interior for? I love that bridge. That is so cool. I reckon we could start off with this one right here. I reckon this isn't a bad idea right here. What could we turn it into? That's something we're going to have to think for next episode. But anyways, I better get back on track. We've got a build to get working on. Anyways, with plenty of copper sorted, the rest of the materials should not be difficult at all. Let's go to my perimeter and let's grab a few things. Okay, I think that's the rest of the materials all sorted. Let's hope that that's enough. There are still bits of copper, like I need to actually get copper golems for this. But the copper golems shouldn't be too bad. All I have to do is wait for them to actually oxidize and stop moving and then I could use them there. I don't know, I haven't really messed around with copper golems before. This may be the first time. Actually, I lied. There is still 8 blocks that I need. Yeah, and you want me to tell you what they are? Suspicious sand. I need to go find myself 8 bits of suspicious sand, which people say is impossible to get in Minecraft. However, there is one trick to getting it, and I'm going to see how well it works on this server. So in order to do this, I need to get myself some soul sand. So we're going to grab a stack from there. I'm going to need some water as well. If we can get some water buckets, actually, that will be very handy. I might even have some in here somewhere. There's one. And there's the inability to use your brain. That is something Trozo would do. Let's grab some dirt as well. And now we need to go find some warm oceans where there are some ruins. And then the ruins should hopefully have the suspicious sand. This is maybe going to be the first time I'm going to have to turn off my shaders because I cannot see a damn thing under this water. I'm sorry guys, but the shaders is coming off, which I'm not going to lie. I do love having shaders off. I usually have it on just because I love the sun rays, but I do enjoy having shaders off as well. Suspicious sand. I don't think there would be any here because this seems to be just gravel. Yeah, there's suspicious gravel here and you. I do not want you here. He didn't give me his trident. I'm actually curious, does this work on gravel as well? I need to be very, very careful here. I cannot afford to break this stuff. Try something here. I can insta-break gravel. If I do that. Oh, yes. Okay, that works. I need to get some breath back. So now if I destroy that and then I replace it with a water bucket there, let's just fill these back up. If I destroy this, that gravel is now going to float on that bubble column. And eventually, it should break. It's taking its time. It worked! I got suspicious gravel. There we go. But I am not here for suspicious gravel. I need to find suspicious sand. You know, that's pretty cool to still get. I believe that is what I'm after. Has someone already raided this, or is there going to be suspicious sand? I hope no one's raided this, but I think it might be. Someone might have... Oh, nope, there's some. Let's get rid of you. And now let's do the exact same thing to this guy. I got to be really careful here. Let's grab out our grass again. Let's try doing this again. Boom. And boom. There we go. We did that first try. Now let's get rid of that. And what we're going to do is we're going to need to fill up each one of these gaps with solid water. And then we can replace our soul sand here. Should turn this into a bubble column. And we get rid of that. And now we need to wait for this to break. We got to get 8 of these in order to get enough for this build. So I guess let's get grinding. There is 8 suspicious sand. That was a lot quicker than I thought it would be. I thought I'd be out here for a while. Hopefully my elytra will get back. It's on 65 durability. Let's just buy some bottles of enchanting just to get my elytra back up. That should do it. And now we should have everything with the suspicious sand. Well, now let's get on to the first build. And there's our first part of the playground done, the merry-go-round. Very simple design, but I absolutely love this because we've got copper golems spinning in a circle, and I've done that by using the effect for the oxidization. And I've done that by showing the oxidization. And I've done that by showing the oxidization process to show that it's going around in a circle. I am not going to say that again. At the moment, it is in a bit of an inconvenient spot. It's right where this doorway is into the playground. However, I'm going to be putting paths around the outside of this with granite and a bit of mud, brick and dirt because playgrounds always need a softer surface. Anyways, on to the next one. And there is the next section of the playground done. We've built 2 seesaws. Not really much I can say about it. We've got the copper golems riding 2 different types of seesaws. We've got the spruce seesaw and we've got the copper seesaw. Anyways, on to the next one now. And there is our next part of the playground done, the sand pit. This is where the suspicious sand was used. I know it was tedious to get and very annoying, but surely it's got to be worth it. Look at how cute this sand pit is. So in this, we're using normal sand, suspicious sand, and sandstone to have a bit more of a palette to the actual sand pit itself. We've added detail like the buttons and the resin to make almost look like there's like stones or dried bits of leaves in the actual sand pit itself. We've got a flower pot as the bucket, so then they can collect sand. And then obviously we've got a sand castle, which is just sandstone walls with candles on top. On to the next part of the playground. And there we go. There is the swing set done. There is one material I forgot to oxidize, and that is the lightning rods. I forgot to oxidize them, so I'm kind of having to leave them to do their thing. When they turn blue, they will fit in with this a lot better. We got the 2 copper golems sitting on their swing set, but now it's time to move into the final part of this playground. And that is our final piece of the puzzle done. We have now got a slide for the copper golem playground. This does not only just feature the slide, but also has our noughts and crosses as well. And as you can tell, the copper golems are going around in circle, enjoying the slide themselves. Now, there's one thing we're missing from this place now that we've done all these structures, and that is the pathing. We've got to make some paths now for the copper golems to walk on. Because at the moment, it's kind of just standing on grass in the middle of nowhere. We've got to actually design this place to have a nice surrounding area. So let's quickly design that. You want to see my little copper golem playground?
Yeah. Oh, it's a merry-go-round.
I'm glad you noticed.
Does it spin?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't spin. I'm going to be very the swing's my favorite so far, actually. Swing's good.
There's a sand pit over here.
No.
Took me a while. I used suspicious sand in this one.
Wait, how did you get suspicious sand?
You put soul sand underneath the suspicious sand so it bounces on a bubble column until it breaks.
Seesaw, yes. Get out of my way. I want to get on the seesaw.
Just casually break the copper golem.
Chuck the child away.
Yeah, what do you think?
Next?
What do you think?
Oh, I like what you've done. Use the signs and stuff on top. That's really unique. But
You want to play some noughts and crosses over here?
Wait, what? Oh my gosh. Wait, you can't even do the middle one.
Yeah, I wish there was another one I could do. Oh, I
I like this.
I loved building this. I've wanted to build this for a while now. The Copper Golem playground looks absolutely amazing. I love it. We've needed one of these in the city for a long time. We've had the little park we've got going on here, but I think the Copper Golem playground goes so well next to it. It's also right next to the cafe, which suits the environment really well. I probably might extend just some plantation or pathways around the outside here. What we could even do is have a crossing here that extends, and we could even build something there. Who knows? But we've got plenty on our to-do list. We have also been able to finally get started on the interior of the hotel. It is almost done. I just got the back wall to do, and then we've also got the parking lot I need to work on. Now, before I end off the episode, there is one thing that I am going to mention. We have this casino over here, and we haven't really touched it in a little bit. A couple episodes ago, we got Mystic to make a short advertisement for the casino, because we have had those items there to win in the Tower of Luck for quite a while now, and we are about to change them. So what's better than announcing that change through an advertisement video? Let's show them the clip.
Have you ever dreamed about winning big? Come down to Sam's Casino, the Dorky Craft server. At the end of the road in the city, you can find the area where you can have the highest of highs, feel the dopamine flow while you go from machine to machine. Here you can find a roulette table, slot machine, coin flip machines, blackjack, poker, and a Tower of Luck. At the Tower of Luck, there are some special prizes at the top. These can change over time to different and special items, so come by and see and try your luck. On the second floor, there is a bar and a seating area where you can socialize with other players. On the second floor, there will also be held a karaoke with Sam and Lancelot. You may also join if you have a song or if you want to sing. And again, come back to Sam's Casino in the city on the Dorky Craft server.
This advertisement agency do not condone gambling. Gamble at your own risk. We do not repay you for your loss of diamonds, pets, or home.
I do want to thank Mystic for making that video. It was really, really good. Hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Our next episode, we've got tons we need to do because the season is getting closer and closer to finishing. We got GC's mini game, or actually it's pretty much a mega game to be fair, that we've got to test out. We've got our hotel to finish. We have got our season 1 mega base remake that we've also got to finish. We started off with that and now it's just a pile of glass in the middle of nowhere. So yes, we have got to finish that. And then we've also got our mega base in total to finish on top of all of that. But thank you all for watching, and we shall see you all in the next video.